皆さんおはようございます。Thank you for joining me today. This is the Easy Japanese News article of the day for May 12th, 2026. 2026年5月12日の今日の記事でございます。For our headline today, we have 円とドルの問題などで日本とアメリカの大臣が話をした。For our vocab in the headline, we have 円, which is Japanese yen, ドル, US dollars, 問題 problem or issue, 大臣 minister or secretary. Jumping right back into our headline, we have 円とドル. So 円 Japanese yen, ドル US dollars with a to in between, meaning yen and dollars. No something of both yen and dollars. 問題 so issues relating to yen and dollars, or an issue or a problem. Nado is and things like that. De, this de in this case is kind of like due to or relating to. Nippon to America. So once again, we have two nouns here with to meaning and. So Nippon, Japan, and America, America or the US. No daijin. So daijin, which is going to be ministers or secretaries. From, the note tells us where these daijin are coming from, which is Nippon and America. Ga, these ministers or secretaries are going to do something. And hanashi is a talk. O is our object particle, which means something is going to be done to this talk, and that is going to be shita, which is the past tense of suru, so did, or hanashi o suru or hanashi o shita is to have a discussion or had a discussion. So the ministers of or secretaries of Japan and America had a discussion on the issues between the yen and the dollars and other related issues with that nado. So 円とドルの問題などで日本とアメリカの大臣が話をした。Okay, jumping right into our vocabulary from the article, we have 財務長官, which is the Secretary of Finance, 来る to come, 市場 the market, 安い inexpensive or cheap or low, 高い high or expensive, 先月 last month, 日銀 the Bank of Japan, 買う to buy, 動き which is movement or a trend, 最近 is recent or recently, これから is kind of from now on or moving forward, 方向 is a direction, 進む to proceed, move forward, 一緒に together, 頑張る to work hard or like to strive for something, 確認する to confirm or to check, and 言う to say. We also have a grammar point I'd like to go over today. This is when we use the te form followed by iru for state verbs. So in Japanese, we have these verbs that are kind of called state verbs. Basically, the action happens instantaneously, or there's like an instant where this hasn't happened, and then once that happens, you're in that state of that verb having happened. Now, some of these are going to be very different than their English counterparts. Like, for example, the word go. In English, if we say going, that means you're currently trying to get to a place, you're on your way, right? But the Japanese equivalent, iku, if you say itteiru, put that in the te-iru form there, that means not that you're heading there, but that you have already arrived there. So iku is one of those instantaneous verbs that once you do it, you've already done it. And so the teiru form means you're in that state of having gone there and you're still there. So let's take a look at a few example sentences here. We have 今、兄が中国に行っています. So 今, currently, right now. Ani is going to be your older brother. Ani が going to be doing something. And 中国 is China. Ni is our to that we use with iku when we're going to a place. Then we have iku in the teiru form in our polite form. So we add that mas. So 中国に行っています. This does not mean he's heading to China or is on his way to China. He is already there. 行っています. Okay. Then our next example, we have はるくんまだ来てないね. So はるくん is just the name of Haru. And kun, a little bit of a title for a boy. Mada is like still or not yet. And you can see we have kuru. Kuru is also one of these verbs to come. If someone is in the teiru form of kuru, kiteiru, that means they've already arrived and they're here. But as you can see, we can negate that iru with inai. Kite inai would mean not here yet, right? So mada kite inai ne. And this ne is kind of like confirmation with someone else, right? So it looks like Haru-kun isn't here yet, right? And then we have our final example here. We have 卒業したばっかなのにもう結婚してるんだって. So 卒業する is to graduate. 卒業した should be the past tense of する. And we connect it to ばっか here. This is ばかり, a little bit more of a casual form, which means only having just done that when combined with the past tense. So 卒業したばっか. He only just graduated. And this なのに tells us even though he's only just graduated, もう結婚してるんだって. So もう is kind of like already. 結婚する. This is to get married, but it is a state verb. So when we put it in the teiru form, that does not mean you are currently getting married right now. It means you have already gotten married. You are married, right? So もう結婚しているんだって. And this んだって is kind of like someone said this. That's what I hear. The word on the street is もう結婚してるんだって. So you can see the している here in all three of these examples. It's the result of an action, and it tells what state that thing is in. So, 行ってます already in China, has gone to China. 来ていない has not come yet. 結婚している is already married.
今、アメリカのベッセント財務長官が日本に来ています。円とドルの問題などについて、今日、日本の片山財務大臣と東京で話をしました。今、お金の市場では、円が安くてドルが高くなっています。日本は先月、日銀が円をたくさん買って、円が安くなりすぎないようにしました。2人は、円とドルの最近の動きやこれからの動きについて話をしました。片山大臣は良い方向に進むように一緒に頑張ることを確認したと言いました。
All right, let's jump right into our article.
今、アメリカのベッセント財務長官が日本に来ています。
Okay, so we have 今. So now, アメリカ, the USA, America, の something from America, ベッセント財務長官. Okay, so ベッセント is Besant, the name of Scott Besant. And then we have his title here, 財務長官, which is the Secretary of the Treasury, or Finance in the US, we call that the Secretary of the Treasury. Ga. Then there's going to be a verb that this Besento Zaimu Chokan is going to do, and that is Nihon or Nippon. Japan. Ni to Japan. Kiteimasu. So this is our grammar point of the day here. Kuru to come. Kiteimasu or kiteiru has already come. This is another way to say is currently in Japan, but has come to Japan. So now, Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury from America, has come to Japan and is currently in Japan.
円とドルの問題などについて、今日、日本の片山財務大臣と東京で話をしました。
Okay, so 円とドル、yen and dollars, US dollar, の問題, so issues of dollars and yen, 円とドルの問題など and the like, things like such issues, について, so this means about something, so there's probably going to be a verb that they're doing something about this issue. Then we have 12日, or as she said, 今日, today, the 12th. 日本 or 日本 の something of Japan. 片山財務大臣, which would be the Minister of Finance, 財務大臣, whose name is 片山. So 片山財務大臣と. So と can be and or with in this case because there's a verb coming after. It's with 片山, the Minister of Finance. 東京で, so 東京で at Tokyo or in Tokyo. And then we have 話をしました. So 話をする in the past tense here. To have a discussion. So they, or let's say ベセント財務長官 had a discussion with 片山, the Minister of Finance in Tokyo, on the 12th regarding issues between the yen and the dollars and the like.
今、お金の市場では、円が安くてドルが高くなっています。
Okay, so we have 今, once again, currently or now, お金 is money. お金の something of money. お金の市場 the market. So the financial market. お金の市場では in such market. This では kind of tells us that's our framework for the rest of our sentence. 円が so Japanese yen が it's gonna do something or be something. 安くて so 安い is cheap or weak in this context. And then we have that e adjective in the te form, which is where this くて is coming from. 安くて ドルが the dollar is going to be something as well. 高くなっています. So 高い is high or expensive or strong. And then くなる would be how we say it is becoming high, right? And then なる is another one of those verbs that when we put in the teiru form, we're describing how it has already become. So once you become it, you are that thing. So 高くなっています is high and it is still high. So currently on the financial market, the yen is weak or cheap and the dollar is high or strong, or it has become high is literally what we're saying with that 高くなっています, but we're still there. We're still in that state of it being high.
日本は先月、日銀が円をたくさん買って円が安くなりすぎないようにしました。
Okay, now we have 日本 or 日本は It's our main framework or idea in this sentence. Japan, about Japan. 先月, last month. 日銀 is the Bank of Japan. Ga tells us they're going to do something. En, the Japanese yen. O, we're going to do something to the yen. たくさん, which is a lot. 買って. So 買って is the te form of 買う, to buy. So it means we bought something and we're still continuing our sentence. So Japan, last month, the Bank of Japan bought a lot of yen. 円をたくさん買って、円が, so the yen が, it's going to do something, 安くなりすぎない. So 安くなる is to become cheaper or become weaker. We are attaching that to すぎる, which is for something to be too much of something. So 安くなりすぎる became way too cheap or way too low or weak. We're putting that in the negative form to not become too low or too weak or too cheap. And then we have ようにしました, which is ようにする means you're making it so that something happens. And that is in the past tense. So Japan made it so that the yen does not get too weak or too low. And sometimes when we use the te form, this can mean like by doing something. This is how they did it. So by having the Bank of Japan purchase or buy a lot of yen. So Japan made the Bank of Japan buy a lot of yen so that this ようにする made it so that the yen does not get too low or too weak.
2人は円とドルの最近の動きやこれからの動きについて話をしました。
2人は now we're kind of jumping back to 2人 which is the two of them ベセント財務長官 and 片山財務大臣ですね。So that's what wa can do here. We're flipping subjects back to the two of them. And 円とドル, once again, Japanese yen and dollars, US dollars, no, something about them. 最近, recent, and we have no to attach it again to another noun. 最近の動き. 動き can be movements or trends. So 最近の動き would be recent trends between the yen and the dollar. Ya, we're giving a list, but not excluding it to this list. これから is going to be going forward or from now on. No is how we attach to another noun here. 動き trends going forward. これからの動きについて once again relating to or about. 話をしました and to have a discussion. So the two of them had a discussion regarding the recent trends between the yen and the dollar and the trends going forward.
片山大臣は良い方向に進むように一緒に頑張ることを確認したと言いました。
Okay. 片山大臣. So that would be Minister 片山はgoing to be our main framework here. 良い方向に So 良い is going to be good. This is the more fancy version of いい 良い方向 So a good direction. Then に in a good direction. Talking about what kind of a direction we're going to a good direction or in a good direction. 進む is to proceed or go forward. So 良い方向に進む to go forward in a good direction. 進むように so that things go forward in a good direction. 一緒に is together. 頑張る is to work hard or to strive. So 一緒に頑張る work together hard. こと So if we want to verb a verb, we have to turn that verb into a noun. And koto is one of those words that does that. Literally just means thing. こと を or doing something to the thing of working together. And that thing is 確認した which is 確認する in the past tense. 確認する is to confirm or make a confirmation about something. And we have と言いました. So this と tells us there's a quote or something. And this 言いました is the past tense of you, to say. So Minister Katayama said that confirmed with Besento or Besento? Gosh, I can't remember. Besento 財務長官 that confirmed that they would work together so that things move forward in a good direction. So, not that there is any ill will. We confirmed that we both want to work together to make the situation better. Right? So, cool. That is it for our article today. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We will have these every single week. I'm trying to increase the number of these we release, as well as our Monday and Wednesday live stream news and weather, as well as our Thursday evening gaming nights. So if you want to learn some Japanese, please follow, and I will see you around. 本当にありがとうございました。またね。